Hello guys, today we're going to be starting something new that will take us a while, right? So it's going to be a series. We're going to be starting a series on chord extensions. Now this is, let me say, this is long overdue, right? I should have started this a while ago, but we're starting now, all right? So I'm going to be doing some lessons on chord extensions. I want you to understand chord extensions, how to extend your chord, and how to voice. That's also very, very important, how to voice your chord extensions. So we'll take it little by little. All right, so in this lesson, I'll be introducing you to seventh chords. All right, let's go. So now, seventh chords, when we talk about chord extensions, some people tend to say, okay, we have seventh chords, we have ninth chords, but that's wrong actually. Seventh chords are not considered chord extensions. All right, so we have different types of seven chords. Now, when we talk about chord extensions, we are talking about 9th, 11th, and 13th. Just have that in mind. But you can't talk about chord extensions without having a seventh chord. When we get to the next lesson, I will explain why it's important for the seventh to be present before you can call your chord an extension. Alright? But so, because the seventh must be there, I want you to know the different types of seventh chords we have first. Then in other lessons, in coming lessons, now we'll move on to the main extensions, the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th, and explaining all of that. Now, let me say this first and foremost: you have no business learning chord extensions or learning all these chords if you cannot, or if you don't know your major scales. I mean your 12 major scales. Now, I don't mean you necessarily have to be able to play well on all 12 keys. That would be a plus if you can play on all 12 keys, right? But even if you can't play on all 12 keys, you should know your major scale on all the 12 keys, because I'm going to be explaining the extension using the major scales. Alright, so now if you come in here with the mindset of Do, okay, this is my chord of Do, this is my chord of Re, my chord of Mi, nah, that's not going to work here. Alright, so I tell my students, you need to be able to think of chords in terms of the quality of the chord and not the notes that make up the chord. So if I play this chord, even if I'm playing on the key of C, don't tell me this is my Do. I expect you to tell me that this is a C major chord. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you are able to see chords like that, okay, this is a major chord, this is a minor chord, this is a diminished chord, right? It's a diminished chord. Then you can understand chord extensions. So that's also very important. So now let's look at the scales. Now the first thing you should know about chord extension is when we number our scales, we're going to take the first two octaves on just first two octaves and number it. So we're taking from here to here. Now if we number on the key of C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 1 to 15, two octaves numbered gives us 15. Alright, so just have that in mind. That will be helping us throughout this series of chord extension. But now, since we're focusing on seventh chord, let's just take this first octave. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? That's 8 notes. So now, what do we mean by a seventh chord? It simply just means adding the 7th degree of a scale. Basically, so if you have this, you know this is a major chord. I expect that watching this, you know all your triads, you know the major, the minor, the diminished, and the augmented, the 4 basic triads we have, right? So knowing that, now, if we have a major chord, for instance, what happens when we add the 7th degree from what I just counted with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? What happens when we add the 7th degree to our major chord? It becomes a major 7th. Do you understand? So a major chord with the 7th of the major scale. This is the first 7th type of 7th chord that we have, the major 7th, and that's what it is. That's how simple it is. Just the 7th degree of the major scale. Right. So we also have another type of minor of 7th chord. We have the minor 7th. Now, this where your scales come in handy again. I'm going to refer to the minor scale. The C minor scale is this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this, now when you play a minor 7, you can think of it in terms of the C minor scale. Just play a minor chord and the 7th of the minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you play the 7th of the minor scale combined with the minor chord, it gives you a C minor 7th. Yes, and now it doesn't necessarily have to be C. If we do that on the key of D, this is the D minor scale. So this is a D minor chord. This is the minor seventh. But now, not everybody knows the minor scale. It might be a lot for you to start learning these 12 minor scales, alright? So you can let's just stick to the major scales. So even looking at it in terms of the major scale, it's basically a minor chord with a flat 7. Alright? So now that's going to lead me to name the flats. I've named and numbered the major scale, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we also have flats. So we have this is a flat 7. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flat 7. This is a 6. We can call this a flat 6 for now. This is a 5. We can call this a flat 5. Alright, this is our 4. This is our 3. We can call this a flat 3 or a minor third. This is our 2. We can call this a flat 2. And this is our 1. Just have that in mind for now. Maybe you're writing this somewhere. It will come handy in subsequent lessons. Alright, so still looking at the minor 7, just take a minor chord and a flat 7 gives you a minor 7. That's simple. Now, if you also take a major chord and a flat 7, gives you a dominant chord. Now, I have talked extensively on dominant chords in the past. I'm not going to draw much on it, but that's what the dominant chord is: a major chord and a flat 7th. Okay, so we also have a diminished 7th. So a diminished 7th now is a diminished chord with a 6th. That's on the major scale. So you wonder how if it's a 6th, why is it not like diminished 6th? So why is it diminished 7th? So now thinking of the 7th again, we can also, there's a diminished scale. You can think of the diminished scale. This is the 7th degree in the diminished scale, which is why when you play the chord, it gives you a diminished 7th. Do you understand what I'm saying? Alright? Well, basically, if you want to still think in terms of the major scale, maybe linear scales might be complicated for you, then it is a 6th of your major scale that you add to a diminished chord that gives you a diminished 7th. So if you take the D diminished, for instance, what's the 6th of the D major scale? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So gives us our D. So we also have a chord called half diminished 7th. So that's something like minor 7. Ooh, that's 5. Okay. Yeah, this chord. I almost forgot how to play it. This chord is called a half diminished 7th or a minor 7 flat with a flat 5. Basically, this is your minor 7, just flatten the 5. It's also a type of 7th. So I've given you 5 types of 7. We have the major 7, we have the dominant 7th, we have the minor 7, we have the minor 7 flat 5, we have the diminished 7th. Alright, so we could also have an augmented 7th. This one is more like it's not one of the popular kind of 7ths. When we talk about 7ths, we usually refer only to the first 5 I mentioned, but this is also a type of 7th chord. And we also have this. We could also have a minor major 7. So those are the 7th type. The 7th type of 7th chords I will give you in this lesson. So this is a minor major 7. So basically a minor chord with a major 7. That's what it is. You understand? A minor chord with a major 7th. So what I want you to do now is I want you to be able to build these 7th chords on all the 12 keys. So on the key of C, you take your major 7, dominant, minor 7, half diminished 7th, diminished 7th, augmented 7th, what was the last one? What did I say the last one? Okay, minor, major 7th. So you go to key of C sharp, you do the same thing. Your major 7, your dominant 7, your minor 7 flat 5. That's half diminished 7th. Your diminished 7th, your augmented 7th, and the last one is your minor major 7th. So just familiarize yourself with these chords. Be able to build these 7 chords on all the 12 keys. It's not compulsory, but it is necessary. If that makes any sense, right? So doing this would help you a lot to help you going further. No matter what chord on any key at all you want to play, be able to extend the chords. So familiarize yourself with these 7 chords, and that's going to be all for this lesson. Our next lesson we'll talk about the first type of extension, which is the 9th chord. We'll look at the rules guiding the 9th chords and how to go about it. All right, thank you. If you have any questions, please drop this one tutorial that might not be clear, that I might find hard or something, but I don't want it to be left behind. So please ask your questions, share, like, subscribe. God bless you.